Hi, I'm Patrick Behr, and in this video, I'm going to use Valence to create a simple file maintenance application. I'm going to log into Valence with my IBM username and profile, and we're going to use the Nitro App Builder to create our file maintenance application. Now, all apps are based on data. A data source is simply an SQL statement, and so what I'm going to do is select from the department table in the sample schema. And I'm going to save this as sample departments. I'm going to go ahead and create one more data source. And this one is going to be an SQL statement over the sample employee table. I want the employee number, first name, last name, and then I'll concatenate first and last name into a full name. And I'm going to save this as sample employees and save that. Now we have a couple of data sources. The next thing you're going to want to do is create a widget. And a widget is simply a way of visualizing the data that's inside of a data source. And we have a lot of them to choose from. We can have grids, which would be like a subfile. We can have forms, which is like a record format. You can have tiles, maps, timelines, KPIs, gauges, charts, graphs, all sorts of different things. What we want to create is an edit grid, and I'm going to select all of the columns, and then this is like an editable subfile. And here in the edit section, I'm going to make all of these fields available when adding and when editing. And the other thing I want to do is come down here and allow copy and allow delete. I will save this as sample departments and save that. So now I have a widget, a way to interact with the data. The next step is to create an application, and I will call this sample departments there, and I will save that. So once the portal refreshes, that'll show up there at the bottom. In the meantime, I'm going to come over here and look in the schema browser in the PB sample. Here are the tables, and this is the department table. And I just want to look and see what's currently in there. We have 14 rows, Spiffy Computer Service Division, Planning, Information Development, and some branch offices. So now when we head back, you can see that the portal has refreshed. Here's our sample departments application, and this is the edit grid. And we do have all 14 rows, Spiffy Computer, Planning, Information, and some branch offices. Now this allows you to double click and you can make edits right in line here. And if we come back over here, we can refresh the data and you can see that it is actually updating the data in the database. So we can also use the add button up here to add a new department, right? Test name here. What would be nice, instead of having to manually enter in a manager number and an administrative department, if these we could convert into drop downs. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to head back into my edit grid, and here in the edit section, I'm going to find this department and convert it into a drop down. The drop down is going to require a data source, which is going to be my sample departments. The display field, what I want to show to the users, is the department name, and the value is going to be the department number. I'm going to do something similar for the employees. I want to try to find the employee data source that we created. Here it is. Now the display field, I want to be the full name, and the value is the empno, and I will save that and save the edit grid. And now when we go back into our application, if we click add, we can enter a new department, test department, and select a manager, let's say Pulaski. So as you start to type, it will filter the drop-down list. And here we might want a branch office H2, right? And we'll save that. There is my test department showing up here. And just to confirm that it has actually happened, there's our test department right there. And then of course, if we decide that we don't want that, we can come back over here and remove that particular record, and that should now be removed from the database. All right, and we'll put this back the way that it was, set this back to J2, save that, and everything is back to the way that it was. So there's a lot more that we could do with our simple file maintenance application, but in under 5 minutes, we've already built an application that we can put in the hands of the users. So if you're interested in modernization and building web apps on IBM I, reach out to Seiden Group and we can help you explore the many options that are available, including Valence.